if you guys can see my screen all right. We've been having some Teams troubles today. Good. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Well, welcome everyone, almost everyone, to our free event call for PurpleStride San Francisco. This is sort of our final details call. This is the last chance just to get eyes on the final documents, the maps, make sure any past changes have been captured, and just touch base on how the event's going to look this year. This is just a sneak peek of what we're going to get into today. It should look really familiar. Jen and Patrick, if you guys have questions, you can always save it near the end. Hello, Sue and Ariane from the future. We noticed that you couldn't make it today, but we're recording this call just in case you do want to go over anything. If we do have some questions for you, I'll just follow up in an email after this with that recording so we can maybe jump on another call with Jordan. Maybe we can just go over it via email. And I can take my screen down for a round of intros. I know we all know each other, but just for Sue and Ariane's sake, who are going to be at the event, I can start. I'm Hannah Orchard. I'm the volunteer communications coordinator with Event 360. This is only my second season of PurpleStride, but I won't be with you guys in San Francisco. I'll be a little further south in the National Command Center in LA during the event. So if you guys do need to call command for anything that weekend, knock on wood, I might be the one on the other end. Jordan, I can pass it to you.
Hi, everyone. Jordan Peretti, Event Production Coordinator with Event 360, handle permitting and logistics for 10 pan-can markets, including San Francisco. I will be on the other side of California in LA on the Santa Monica Pier again this year. And I'll throw it to, I'll throw it to Jen. Oh, hey, guys.
Welcome. How's it going, Ariane? Hey, Sue.
Hi. Sorry.
All good. We're glad you guys could make it.
Did Sue just get on too?
Yeah, at the exact same time.
I love that.
We're having our delayed Seder tomorrow night because of my kids' schedules, and so I'm, as you can see with my apron, I'm up to my elbows in matzo ball soup, and so I'm totally spaced.
All good. I love the apron. I love that look. We really just started to get into it. We basically started the recording for you guys, like in the case that you wouldn't be able to join, and we're just doing some intros. So you guys came actually at the exact right second.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Glad you can make it. You do have some new Event 360 staff, Jen and Patrick. If you guys want to introduce yourself again, go for it.
Us or Jen and Patrick?
Jen and
Everyone?
Patrick, you can start us off, and then Ariane and Sue, you can go right ahead.
Okay, I'll start. Jen Hagan, I will be the event manager in San Francisco. I've been doing Pan-Can events since we started them, so somewhat familiar with them, and looking forward to be in San Francisco. It is a new site for us, as well as a new city for me, but I'm looking forward to working with you guys.
Ditto.
Yeah, and I'm Patrick Riley, and I will be the vendor manager. And just like Jen said, I've been working Pan-Can events, kind of a different market every year, but this year being San Francisco. So looking forward to meeting you all and be on an event up north. I'm down here in LA, so I'm looking forward to getting up to the North Bay Area.
Good. Well, I'm Sue Popick. I'm the affiliate chair of San Francisco, and it turns out the PurpleStride chair as well this year. And so here we are. Nice to meet you.
And I'm Ariane, and I'm the staff partner for San Francisco, and I live here in San Jose, so I'm like, I don't know, an hour from San Francisco.
So, yeah.
Where do you live, Jennifer?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just north of Dallas.
A little further. Just a tad.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Across the way. You guys won't have Tammy again this year, but Jen and Patrick are awesome. They do so many events. Sue and Ariane, you guys are in great hands. I think it's going to be a really good team for San Francisco this year.
Great. Yes, I vetted you with Tammy, so she says nothing but good things.
You got
We
the
have
scoop.
nothing but good things to say about Tammy as well, so it's mutual.
Get you guys in a little San Francisco group chat. You guys can all talk. Awesome. All right. Well, you guys got here right at the right time. We can just quickly go over some deliverables. I know this is going to look really familiar to Ariane and Sue. So we're just chugging right along. We've been updating these documents throughout our planning process, and the last update that we did to the site maps and the vendor tracker and the route map was 2 Mondays ago now, so on the 23rd. These documents are up on the shared resource site with any changes that were made from our last January call up until that change request. I know you guys have some extra edits because our timeline's a little different, so those were captured as well. And if not, we can change some things around on the call today. So we're at the tail end of this pre-event call stage. After that, we're just going to polish up our maps and get them all nice and pretty for the event book that's going to come out on April 17th, which is so soon. It's about a week before the event. Any questions on the timeline? Looks good? Great. All right. These roles and responsibilities should look pretty familiar to you guys as well, with the big change that you won't be dealing with t-shirts this year. You won't have the t-shirt tent. So Sue, you won't need volunteers to handle that, and Ariane as well. So our PanCan staff member is going to be Ariane in San Francisco, the face of PanCan at this event, just representing the organization, being the liaison, helping with supply and storage pickup if possible, and managing any donations that come in. This is a good time to remind everyone that Event 360 cannot legally accept any donations at the event. So if anyone does come in with checks or, a cartoonishly big wad of cash, which would be nice, that'll fall to Ariane and your team to take care of. Our Event 360 staff members, Jen and Patrick, are going to be taking care of all the logistical pieces. So this is just all the moving parts that Jordan's been working on getting lined up over the last several months. They'll also own the emergency response plan. We always hope that we won't need it, but if we do, they know it well. We'll also take care of the very important post-event inventory and just oversee a lot of the setup and breakdown. And Sue is our lovely PurpleStride chair. You're kind of the glue that brings all the pieces together, Sue, and just really brings the participants into the experience. So showing some love to the top teams and fundraisers, speaking with the sponsors that might be there, and helping to manage, all the other volunteers and chairs that are going to be at the event. Just overseeing the flow of everything, ceremonies, the decor around the village, all that good stuff. There are some other more key volunteer roles. We're not going to go through every one of these right now, but every affiliate's different. These might be people that are involved just for event weekend who step up. They might be involved more year round. You guys do have a course lead, is that right? That I remember from last call, or are you still looking for someone?
That's actually a good question. Megan Fintland is our volunteer chair, and I think she has somebody.
Okay, great.
We'll have one.
Yeah. Okay. If you guys do have any new chairs this year or new leads, for the sake of time, we might have you guys fill this out later. Ariane and Sue, you guys can always get together and fill out that event contact sheet that we have that we're going to put into the event book.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. Okay. And I mean, Ariane's heard me say this on every call now, but that deadline is April 9th. So you guys have up until I think next Thursday, I'd say, to just go in and put in any new phone numbers that you're going to want in the event book.
Will do.
Sounds good. Other than that, last thing about volunteers, if you guys have just more general volunteers that want to help out, anytime besides during the event. Friday, early afternoon or late afternoon, depending on when the tent company sets up. That's always a good time to have some extra hands, just to set up all the decor of the village and make it all pretty. Or Saturday, after the event during teardown to load everything back up.
What time will Jennifer and Patrick be there on Friday?
On Friday, we'll go over the event timeline in a second.
Oh, okay.
Should be
That's fine.
pretty bright and early, if I'm right, Jordan. I think depending, it's usually like, I don't know, 6 or 7. We can pull that up in a second though.
Okay. And what would volunteers do on Thursday?
So the only thing that volunteers would really be doing on Thursday is helping with like the storage pickup, which we can get into in a second.
Okay.
So like storage and signage is
Got it.
basically it. Speaking of signage, we've been busy with signage on our end. I'm sure you guys have as well. We always use last year's inventory as a starting point and order replacement or new signs as needed or anything that you guys have specifically requested. The only thing we're still waiting on is the all-star teams deadline to see if you have any late teams that are going to need an extra banner. If they do, we will take care of ordering those. Sue, I just wanted to confirm, are you receiving the signage shipments to your house?
I am. I haven't had a chance to open them, but I'll do that this weekend.
All good. You know the drill. Sounds good.
I do.
Any questions? I think we're pretty all good in the signage front. I'm sure you're getting all the emails from it too. Inundated. Great. Moving right along. I'll pop into the vendor or the IRF, Jen and Patrick, as you probably know it, real quick, just before we get into the site maps. It looks a little different this year. Instead of it being organized per vendor, it's organized a little bit more kind of by area of the event village. Let me know if this is big enough. I know it's always so small on the screen. Can you guys see that okay? Cool.
I can.
Yeah, okay, good. So you're still going to have your, normal vendor contact sheet for everyone that you're going to be contacting day of and beforehand. But after that, firstly, it gets into kind of like a general area section. So just everything that doesn't really go anywhere else, trash bags, radios, that sort of thing. And once you get down to about like, why do you stride? Everything from this point forward is going to be basically tent by tent. So the idea is you can walk around the event village on like Friday during load-in and just check off everything we have in every tent. It goes all the way down to like the quick covers and the chairs. So we've pretty much captured everything. This should all look good for you guys. This is almost final. I will say the only thing that is still TBD is your guys' all-star team. So if you do have any late ads, those will be reflected in this as well in the event book. Your sponsor teams. And I know you guys have kind of a unique setup that I can touch on for Jen and Patrick. Here, the tent vendor, you guys might have you've probably worked with Bright before.
Yeah.
They don't use, like the pipe and drape poles. They hang them like their own special way. So we don't have pipe and drape ordered for all of the tents. Like if you're looking at that and you're confused as to why.
But
the last thing
we just give them the signage and they're doing the placement. Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, they
Yeah,
just
we
don't do
Great.
the pipe and
I
drapes.
love Bright.
Their tents
They
are
make
nice.
a
They can
difference.
just hang from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to be climbing up on those tents. That's what they're for.
This is the same process though from a couple of years ago when it was so windy and they couldn't put them up the day before. Is that right?
Did they put them up basically just Saturday morning, or did they roll them and then take them down?
They so the way that I recall this, they couldn't or wouldn't put them up the day before because it was so windy, and so it got left to Tammy the next morning. But it takes, an extraordinarily long amount of time. And so if that ends up being the case again, then we need to like assemble them on the ground so that they can just be lifted and like zip tied into place. Like waiting to like actually assemble the whole thing because it's not, it doesn't go on the tent the way it otherwise could and it's faster. So if we just assemble it and lay it down and that way it can just like stand up and zip and be done in the morning. Otherwise, hanging all of them the morning of is not, it's very time consuming, but
Yeah.
I kind of don't think that's going to be a problem in this site. It's more like enclosed and not right
Yep.
exactly on the water the way that the other one was. So
Mhm.
probably a moot point, but
Yeah. No, that is good to mention. Thank you, Ariane. Yeah, you guys aren't right on the water and you do have like you're kind of in a nice little courtyard, so that should be fine. But I know San Francisco does get lots of wind, so it's still good to think about. If that does happen and they don't hang the signs on Friday, yeah, absolutely. You guys can work together to like set them out beforehand, roll them up overnight. We're gonna have security anyways, so that you guys can get everything set up possible so that Saturday, all you really have to do is just put them right up there.
And I think what we'll ask is the half measure in between would be to roll. Because if we can
Yeah.
get them at least to do it and roll, then it's easy for us to just go and snip everything down.
Yeah, that should be kind of the best solution, especially with the wind. That's what we usually do for other markets, even with like the pipe and drape. So
perfect. I don't remember exactly like how that came together last time or 2 or 3 years ago. It just the whole thing got put off until event morning and then it just was like a problem.
yeah, that's
So
brutal. Mhm. Okay, I can just note that for you guys in case that they'll have them rolled so that you just snip them the morning of. One more thing that's new is we finally got our pivot tables working for this Excel sheet. So you'll see the vendor summary at the end of the vendor tracker. This is going to be in the event book too, like even in the print version. We're going to PDF out every one of these summary pages so that you can just flip through and see, Sue, if you want to see like exactly how many tents and chairs we're bringing, that'll be in here. But this is definitely for Jen and Patrick to go over, day of and check that invoice with the tent company if they need to, all that good stuff. We have everything down to like the security shift times, anything site provided, which is nothing, but it's super in depth if you guys want to look at it. Do we have, sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Do you guys have any questions as of right now, just on the layout? Anything in
will
here?
we get sidewalls for the survivor tent?
Let me check if
Yes.
that's, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I know we had some add-ons after deadline, but yes, on the survivor wall, yes, I added more tables to Why Do I Stride also.
Great.
But not showing on here because this was before that add-on. This was deadline was before that.
Yeah, sorry. This I think this is recent as of like a week ago, but there's so many changes happening. We have the tent sidewalls on here right now for you as well, though.
Yep.
Cool. Anything else? All good. And you guys are confirmed for your trusts as usual. All right. I can pass the screen share over to Jordan. He can take us through a few things, just starting with the timeline. And as he's sharing his screen, we can talk a little bit about the storage pickup plan on Thursday. Sue, do you have like a general plan for pickup, or are you still working that out?
I was waiting to find out what you guys will be doing.
Sure. Is the storage unit close to the site, first of all? Like, do you know?
The storage unit is close to the airport.
Okay.
It's about, it's closer to the airport than to the site. It's in South San Francisco. It's not in San Francisco. And I, unfortunately, will have a lot of stuff at my house too. Now, if there's a well, we can talk about this. If there's going to be some Thursday maneuvering of stuff, I can drive the stuff that's at my house up because I just as soon not try to do it all on Friday, but
Mhm.
we'll talk about that.
Okay. And Ariane, will you be getting in? Well, I mean, will you be getting in like to the area on Thursday? Are you planning on it? Are you driving your own car?
I'm sorry, can you say it again? My sound is cutting a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Are you getting in like around what time on Thursday?
Whenever I need to be.
Okay, sounds good. And are you renting like a minivan or will you be using your own car?
I've always used my own car. I have a CRV, so it's always been fine. If there's a need, I can certainly rent something larger, but between Sue's, her car and her husband's car and my car, and then 360's rental, it's always been plenty.
Hmm. Okay. I know you guys probably have kind of more signage and stuff than a normal market, I would say. Has Tammy usually just met you guys at the storage unit on like Thursday after she gets off her flight?
I don't remember how this went, but the storage unit is accessible to anyone. It's a disc combo.
Digital code.
There's like a key code to get into the
Mhm.
facility itself. I the facility I think closes at like 6 p.m. or something, but otherwise all codes and a combo lock. So like we'll be able to give you all of the information and nobody.
Hmm.
Sorry, it looks like I had an issue. Did you catch most of what I said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we have all the info for you. We don't have to be there with anyone to get all the stuff out.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know.
And what's happened in the past, because we didn't have that storage unit.
Oh, that's
I-
right.
Here last year, the PurpleStride chair, Alex had stuff. Tammy came here and got the stuff that was at my house. And then I think got some stuff from, got as much as she could fit into the van at Alex's house. And then I don't know how the rest of it got there. I wasn't anticipating having a lot of stuff at my house this year because I didn't think I was going to be the PurpleStride chair. So, but as I say, like if Jennifer or whomever is going to be going to the storage unit can tell me when they'll be there, I could always meet them there and go with them. Oh, but you don't put stuff at the site, you leave it in your van.
Yeah, so if we were to like come to storage, then we would take our big stow and go minivan, and then get there and split it up among the cars and fit everything. You guys can also, a week before the event, probably we're gonna have everyone's contacts, and either Jen or Patrick, you can start like a group chat just to figure out when everyone's getting in on Thursday, obviously depending on your guys' timelines or when you're flying in, Jen.
Yeah.
And if it's possible, I think, Jen, are you renting a minivan? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Patrick and I have a minivan, and I think I land like at 9 something, and Patrick lands like at 10 something. So we'll be in pretty early on Thursday.
Okay. Perfect. So you guys can kind of work that out like amongst yourselves. It might be easier, especially closer to the event, but hopefully they'll be able to like meet you and Ariane, and between those minivans, you guys will have all the signage you need.
The everything that's in the storage unit, I would say will easily fit in the minivan.
Okay.
It's the storage unit is just like a 5x5.
Yeah.
It's not that much
Oh, okay.
stuff.
Plus, we'll have
So
T-shirts
I
either
would say,
too, so it'll be a little less items.
right, there's no
True.
t-shirts. I think that's why Tammy went to Alex's last year because
Mm.
she had a smaller car or no car, San Francisco, and had all the t-shirt boxes. So all of the stuff from storage should, I would say, easily fit in the
The van that we're
minivan.
renting.
I
Yeah.
guess, yeah. And so really it'll just come down to whether Sue feels like she needs a lot of the stuff from her house picked up. But depending on how much you feel like you need picked up, Sue, it'll probably fit in my car because I don't have anything to pick up yet. Like I don't know, water and whatever, but we'll connect and talk about
We'll figure
what
it
you
out.
have and if there is an additional pickup needed by anyone.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, and if you guys are gonna need help with that storage unit, then you guys can talk that out in the group chat. Sound good? I know San Francisco, even getting a storage unit, I'm like, that's amazing that it's even 5x5.
Perfect. And
All right, Jordan, you
another
can
day
take
for
it away.
Thursday too. Yeah, perfect. Another day for Thursday too. For at least for Jennifer and Patrick. I'll keep you guys updated, or our purchasing team will let you know if I usually with San Francisco. I don't think we ever really get anything additional that we need to have delivered to the hotels other than the radios. But I'll let you know if we do get like a Amazon order coming your way. I don't think in the past we had anything other than the radio, so I'll keep you updated on that. But yeah, it seems like we're all figured out for the storage unit on Thursday. So let's kick it off into Friday. Friday, and also if you can, I mean, it's also an open area too, just like Marina Green. So if you guys are not familiar with Levi Plaza, feel free to drive over there, kind of get eyes on it. Good thing about the route too is that we can drive along. It is along a road, so you can drive and get a look at it as well. We're kicking off on the Friday. I have 8 a.m. Our event staff is on site. 9 a.m. is our loading begins with our vendors coming in. Once again, Bright is our tent vendor. They're always good. Same with, as mentioned before, they don't use the pipe and drape. They hang it up as from the tents. Same vendors as last year too, Bright and Keymore for audio. Also with the same with porta potties as well. Yeah, so from 1 o'clock to, I would say for at least if PanCan looking for a time for their staff to arrive and their volunteers, I would say sometime between 1 and 2 is probably a good time for your team to come. At that point, that's when the tents will be up, or a good chunk of them will be up. For your team to come, kind of look around, make sure everything's in place, and help out, set up in the spots that they want to help out in. And like like I said before, when it comes to route preparation, the whole route is it's a road. So hop in the van, do a nice scouting. Obviously, nothing can be set up for the route on that Friday before. Wait till Saturday morning. But want to get good eyes on the route, you can. But Sue, do you expect anything special come in Friday? Any special kind of deliveries? Do you have any sponsors that are looking to set up on a Friday we should take note of? Any
No,
in-kind donations? Any of the water coming on Friday?
balloons are coming on. Are they coming on Friday, Ariane? So we're having some balloons delivered,
Yep, I remember that.
and I'm gonna have all of the food and beverage.
There you go. Okay.
I'm gonna have the bulk of it. So that's something that either I'll hand off as much as I can on Thursday, and I'll bring the rest on Friday.
Okay.
The balloons may be delivered Saturday morning. Depends on their timeline. So either
Okay.
Friday or Saturday, but either way is fine. If they're delivered Friday, we'll just store them.
Okay.
Okay.
Friday, possible balloons. Okay. And always too, there'll be an edible version of this too. So if you think of anything to get closer to add on to it, you'll have access to this to add on anything unique or special want to add on here. Just make sure that we need to know. But anything else for Friday before we kick it off into event day Saturday? All right, let's kick it off into event day Saturday. So as of now, I have 7 a.m. for our staff to be on site. Obviously, the night before, or just depending on how the day is. If once again, the banners are banners doesn't get hung up. You have to come in the next day a little early. Just plan for that. But for now, 7 a.m. I'll kick off with the key times first. 9 a.m. site opens. 11 a.m. walk starts. With 1 p.m. our event concludes. I did update our sound amplified permit, Sue. So we do have 8:30 for the amplified sound can start. We do get a 15-minute window for any sound check if you want to do a sound check beforehand. But I do have our sound amplifying kicking off at 8:30. And then right before our site opens, just want to make sure any final preparations for the site, make sure we QC everything's in place. EMS on site at 9 o'clock. And then our opening ceremony at 10:15, where our walk started at 11, around 10:45. We're actually a little bit sooner than that. I want to make sure everything's in place for our route. Once again, our route will be easy to access from the road, so you could probably just throw everything in a van from signage and even some of the volunteers and get them out into their placement. Walk kick it off at 11 a.m. I have our closing ceremony at 12. Once we have an idea who our caboose is, um, as we have our caboose, as that person's following the caboose, we can also probably try to follow with the van along the road, have them pick up the signage and throw it into the van if they can. With our event concluding at 1, and I did keep it at a so our event ends at 1, but just in case, I had our sound ending at 1:30 as a hard stop. So 1:30 is our hard stop for sound. So 8:30 for beginning for sound, and 1:30 is when we have to stop our sound. And then we strike to begin, and then that's we also our staff will know this. We'll eliminate some stuff, but keep some stuff on for the event that's going on the next day at Mess Walk. But anything I should add or make note on for Saturday? Any special sponsors to make sure of? Sure, go ahead.
Does anyone know how long it takes? Like, we have the walk starting at 11 and closing ceremony at noon. I think we're usually a little later.
Well, yeah, I think you guys are a little bit 12:30. I think I think I usually put 12:30 for that.
Okay.
Because how we did it last year, yeah.
Because we're working on having some prizes awarded after the walk, and so I'm just trying to get a better, so that we tell people the right time of when those will be awarded.
Do you guys think that 12:30 would be like a good time for that? I mean, because we have sound until 1:30, right, Jordan?
Right.
So
Correct.
you guys
Yeah,
can
1:30. Correct.
It's up to you what time you want that
That's my
closing.
question, because I want to. It's one of those you must be present to get
Correct.
the prize
Right.
things. So I want to announce an accurate time.
Okay.
And I have never done the walk in my entire life, so I don't know how long it takes.
I want to say last year, it depends. I mean, I know last year, I think we ended it right on time, but about the year before, we might have been 10 minutes over. And that's why we always just extend it just in case, at least for the amplified sound. So yeah,
Right.
I mean, I would say 12:30, 12:15, 12:30 is probably a good window for a closing ceremony.
Okay.
And I mean, I think ending it or starting it maybe a little later than earlier. Jordan, I think that's a good idea too, just because it's easier for people to mill about around the site after finishing the walk instead of like hustling to get there at the end. So I think
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll just make sure you just have enough time just so you don't go past that hard stop for usually what you're gonna probably get in a lot of walks. I know, especially when we had back in Christie Field and all that, was people you have a lot of people out there on the walk that are gonna take their time. So I mean, if somebody's watching the caboose, most likely there's gonna be like a group or a family that's gonna take a long time. So I wouldn't wait for them. I wouldn't try to wait for everybody if you can, but I would just try to keep mindful of the time. If you look at the clock, like, all right, it's 12:30. Not everybody's here. People are probably out there lingering. I would probably I would say, depends on how long your ceremony is gonna be. Just give yourself enough time between, obviously before that hard stop, we have to stop the sound.
Yeah, no, because in my own mind, I was thinking it would be 1:00, but that we would gather together, award the presents, the prizes and whatnot. But I also don't want people to have to be, waiting around for too long. So.
True. Yeah, because usually people, I think usually people will come back and then they'll just go off and leave and not stay around for closing ceremony, right?
You'll lose people if you stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Patrick and I think we had that in Boston or New York last year, with one of our events where people they were waiting for a closing ceremony, then end up leaving, or people were lingering out in the walk. Yeah.
All right. We'll aim for 12. I'll say 12:30, and if it's earlier.
Sounds
perfect.
Good.
All right. Anything else to note for Saturday before we move on to our site map? All right, let's kick it off in the sitemap. All right, Sue, hopefully I captured what you were asking about. So Survivor tent, so photo tent you wanted centered with the fountain, correct? And then Survivor tent moved over. Was that the spot you were thinking for Survivor tent?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. And then I did eliminate the one sponsor. So we have 4 sponsors. And then obviously for now, we have the placement of, we have placements for All-Star team. Do you have an idea what your numbers are looking as of right now?
I think we'll have I don't know if we'll have 3.
Okay.
We'll have 2. Let me look really quickly. One of the people who is most likely will be an all-star team doesn't really start her fundraising seriously until about now. So let's see, where are we? Ariane, do you have any thoughts about Team LK?
They're already at 22. So
Nice.
there will be 3 of them for sure, you, Quan, and LK. And then
Oh, sorry, I
don't
was confused. MVP. We'll have 2 MVP teams. Oh, you don't care. Well, no, you do care.
Of course we can.
We'll have 3 and maybe 4 teams that are in the champion circle.
Okay.
We'll have 2 that'll be in the 40 plus, I think. And 1 is already in the 20 plus. And so then it's Team Christine if they get, so we're going to have 4 at the most.
And we
same as
can,
last year.
and yeah, Jordan, for now, we can just leave the 4 on the map, and
Okay,
that deadline
perfect.
is this Sunday or Monday, so we should
Yeah.
know pretty soon how many we have confirmed. So we're all good there.
Perfect. So I'll just go right in order. We're starting with our start and finish, and right where Battery Street is coming in. To your left is our registration donation tent, volunteer check-in, and then sponsor sponsor All-Star, and then going in sponsor food and beverage, All-Star sponsor All-Star, and then going back up. Pro team next to stage with an AV tent next to it. And then next to the stage, we have our Grand Club and Why Do I Stride, where I did add the extra tables. Up here in that area where the stairs are, will be our restrooms. And then down here is our survivors tent with the walls, photo area in the middle of the fountain. I did ask about the planters. They're not added anymore. But she was going to ask the groundkeeper if we did need to move one. She was going to ask the groundkeeper about possibly moving it. I didn't hear back about that, but we can move the tables. I already told you that.
Right.
Yep. And then purple play zone, the grass area with the umbrella. But anything you see off, anything I missed, anything needs to be adjusted a little bit. I can zoom in a little bit for you.
I think that seems right.
Okay.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Anything else with our site map before I kick it over to route map?
This looks like a fun site. I'm excited for you guys.
Yeah, it should be fun. Should be nice.
All right, let's kick it off into our route map. All right, so here's a bird's eye view of our route map. I'll go over the satellite version first, and I'll show you the logistic version where our volunteer placement. But zooming in, starting off with Levi Plaza, going across Battery Street, we're taking that quick left turn around the roundabout area, and then another left, and then a quick right, where then we go through this area right here is a gate, and we go right across the street, then across, and we're on to the walkway from Embarcadero Road going across. At pier number 5 is where I have our 1 mile turnaround. Sorry, right about here. Pier number 5 is our 1 mile turnaround. And as you'll see our logistical map, we have volunteer placement there. It's a pretty easy route. So some of our places, use your judgment to. I know we usually with San Francisco, we have a good amount of volunteers along the route. But if there's a certain area where you think, you know what, we don't need a volunteer there. Let's put them somewhere else where they're more essential. Feel free to put a sign there instead. But as you can see, going all the way down where our turnaround is at the Wharf Park, turning around and going back down Embarcadero, San Francisco Trail, same way we came, and back across, same way back into Levi Plaza. And then what I'll show you guys is a logistical map. Only thing that you won't see on here, I had our water. If you guys, I know we usually don't put water out on the trail for San Francisco, but what I did have, sorry, was missing on here. I had our water station here at Rakan Park. I figured that would be a good spot for them. I figured you could put a water station there for anybody that's going the whole full 5K. And then what you can do too is put another one if you think it's necessary. Put another one, obviously, with the 1 mile turnaround as well. But any questions? Then you can see our volunteer placement, obviously with the crossings, assisting with police crossing, and then along the route with turnaround and our 1 mile turnaround. But any questions with the route? Anything that seems off?
I
Do
have
you?
a question.
Sure.
And
Yep.
how many volunteers are you proposing on the route?
I would say 10. Definitely the ones that assist with the crossing, so 4 for sure, and then obviously the ones at least one at the end for the turnaround. So I would say 5 or 6, definitely, but 10 if you can.
Okay.
To be safe, but 6 definitely.
Okay, and then I don't know if this is something you take care of or we need to take care of. Go back to the where you cross out of
Yep,
Levi
absolutely.
Plaza.
Here, let me show you. Called Business Mac.
And I assume we take care. Wait, stop right there. So
Correct.
right there. Up the trees up at the top of this, where you are.
These trees right here.
At the very
Oh,
top.
Yep.
Have
Right
a
next
bunch
to the road where you go through the gate.
have a bunch of low branches that somebody is going to smack themselves on. And when Ariane and I walked it, we thought we really need to mark it. So is that just something we should do? Just get some ribbons or something and mark it? Like we want to hang it.
Yeah,
branches.
Yeah, I would do that, or you'll have a volunteer there, but then again, that volunteers be more focused on helping out with the police crossing. So yeah, I would have to just have like something there so they know, hey, watch your head.
Okay.
Or a ribbon or something. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say maybe you can. How big is like a light branch or a nice heavy branch?
The heavy branch.
Heavy branch. Okay, I was gonna say rip it off, but no. All right, you make a note for that.
Use your own judgment. I mean, Jordan, I know.
Maybe I can see about getting we call those orange ribbon tape. Maybe we can see about purchasing, those flaggers we call them. Yeah, flaggers. Maybe that would help at least give it some vision, pop.
That's what I think. It just needs so people see it's there.
Okay.
Got it.
Do we have cones too at the event?
Correct. Yes.
So if there's an extra cone, it might be as effective or more to put a cone right, like in or near that.
Yeah,
space.
I was gonna say I kept the cones on from last year, just in case we do end up needing them. I believe I have 30.
Okay.
And I know it is kind of already a tight squeeze, especially like after that gate, everyone kind of bottlenecking there. But yeah, since they're going out of kind of a small gate, if you guys just wanted to have them try and avoid that branch completely by using some cones to just like narrow the path and just keep it away from that spot, that's also possible. I don't know how close it is to people's heads, but
Let me see if I can do it better. I wonder if I can. Sorry, let me see if I can get a better view of it. Come on. Sorry, my computer is being a little slow. Come on.
Are you trying to Google Street Maps the branch?
Yeah, I was curious about that now.
That's funny.
Come on. Sorry, my computer is being really slow for some reason.
Oh, nice.
I might have overshot it. Nope, it was right here. Come on. Oh, is
There's
it? Nope, it wasn't it. No.
last thing I'll say about that area is, Jordan, if you are talking to your site contact about moving that planter potentially with the groundskeeper, I don't know if it is a matter of like a spot being overhang, but if we could potentially like, I don't know if it's like
I
overgrown,
see.
trim it or something. I don't know. Oh, you
It's
can't
that
trim
big
that.
one. Yeah, I
Okay.
see that one. Yeah, okay. Now I see it now. Okay. All right.
Oh, that's right in front of them.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it's, like a thick, like actual head
Never mind.
bonking. Yeah,
Yeah.
limb.
Yeah,
Limb
anybody's
maybe
tall
more.
gonna hit that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll make a note about see if we can get some little flagger tape we could put there, and then also make a note to we should have enough cones that if you wanted to put on one there too to help kind of raise some attention, we should have enough.
Any other site question or sorry, route questions for now?
Can you repeat the part about the police crossing?
Yes, I'm finalizing that for the police crossing, but the plan is to have one to help assist with crossing battery, and then obviously the two to assist with crossing the Embarcadero Gate on the other side, and most likely going to probably be a fourth. So three total, possibly a fourth would be a supervisor.
And they're just assisting, they're not stopping traffic?
They're assisting, correct? Crossing, correct.
Okay. So more like a police chaperone than like a stopping of traffic whole
Correct.
situation. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Got it.
And I would still have volunteers there to also help with assisting too. That's how we usually do it. We used to have the police help with the crossing, and we have volunteers there to help direct.
Okay.
Perfect. Anything else with route before I kick it back to Hannah?
I did have one more thing to go over. Jordan, would you be able to pull up the site map again if possible?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
I wanted to talk about those couple parking spots that you mentioned right in
Yes.
front of the site on Battery Street and talk
Yeah,
to
and
Sue and
actually,
Ariane
I
about that.
do have an update on that too that I'm working on. So, we have parking spaces along here. Not a lot. We were only able to get 6, but I did talk to my site and come to find out, we have a new site contact, and there is a parking garage on site, and she's going to connect me with their parking manager. So I was trying to hear. I mean, and I believe their parking garage is on Union Street in the back. And I'm working on, she's going to connect me with a parking manager on possibly getting some parking vouchers. That way we could save these spots just for vendors and EMT for close-up parking for drop-off. And then our volunteers and staff can just use that private garage to park. That way they don't have to park too far. 'Cause my other option for parking would be there's, the garage across the street on Lombardo Street, or there's a parking lot not too far, a block away as well. But I'm working on the actual lot garage right here on Levi Plaza.
Great.
Do you? I mean, obviously our staff as well, but we're not expecting like any VIPs for this. Anybody that definitely needs a up close parking.
Our MC,
Okay. MC Zoom. So should I shoot for like 10 vouchers?
well, if we want to
Um,
include the people who are going to get their early volunteers, and then it depends if we're trying to include the survivors. But if we're not trying to include the survivors, then it would be I would do more than 10. I mean,
Okay.
I forget however many they'll give you, but
Okay.
15.
Yeah, I'm assuming
Well-
Friday is going to be tough just because I'm assuming the building is obviously still has workers, but Saturday should be easier since the
Saturday,
garage should be yeah.
I mean, we would we would want them for our survivors, right? Because there is no closer survivor parking on Battery for them.
No, the
Right.
closest would be on Lombardo. There's a garage just right up the street. That would be
Yeah.
the closest compared to the parking
Oh,
lot that's down the street
Lombard.
too.
I kept trying to
Lombard,
figure
yeah, sorry.
out right to it. Yeah.
Lombard, I
Um,
keep calling it Lombard, I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, between the survivors, like the top fundraising teams potentially, RevMed will have a spokesperson, probably the CEO that is coming. We have a board member, although she's very unfussy, but so yeah, I guess the question would be, what is the limit on the
Okay.
on the parking spots
Okay.
you can get?
Yeah, get as many as they'll give you.
Will do. And I believe the entrance is right here on Union Street, right in the back of Levi Plaza. And that would be
Awesome.
that would be the closest.
Okay, awesome.
And then other than that lot, the closest one after that, it would be the garage that's right here. And then there's that lot I was talking about that's right over here down the street. For everybody else.
Where's the lot?
Oh, it's right here.
What street is that?
That is Front Street. I calculated it at like a 2-minute walk.
Okay.
I believe.
Can you go back to the over the plaza? So the parking garage is the white building behind the plaza, is that right? Or no?
Correct. So their garage that they have in house is right here on Union Street. That's their entrance, and then the other just public parking for everybody else. The closest one garage wise is right here,
Okay.
On the
Alright.
upper left.
and
okay.
that one I calculated about like a 3 to 4 minute walk. So out of the two for public wise, the Front Street one's the closest. I believe
Okay.
the front Street one's is actually cheaper too. I think I calculated them at like $10, where the garage was like 18.
Okay.
And we'll let you guys know when we have more updates on that. I can shoot you guys an email once Jordan gets an update from his contact. I did want to ask one more thing. Jordan, we're still confirmed that we haven't like heard anything back from your contact on the like food truck list yet. Yeah.
No,
I know we've been trying to get that. We still
because
okay.
she was new and she was trying to find the old guy's list and everything. She told me she came across that list from all the events. She'll let me know, but the latest update I had was about parking.
Okay.
And the planners.
Yeah. Great. Well, soon, Ariane, do you guys have any more questions? Site, route? I know it's a lot of new stuff. But we're dialing it in as much as we can. All good?
I can't think of anything else.
Did you say there's 6 spots on battery?
Correct.
So we'll need those. Obviously, well, on Friday, they'll need them for load in.
Yeah, on
and-
Saturday, yeah, obviously, yeah, on Saturday you'll have those. One I would save one for EMT if you want to park at one of them, but then you'll have the 5 up until load out.
And we can see just once we figure out our parking situation in the next lot over, but that's up to you guys if you do want, 2 or 3 spots designated as your survivor drop-off zone, put some cones up there and just make it like an easy spot to pull over on, or if you want to get specific cars there, like your VIPs and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But we can figure that out once we know more about that parking garage.
Okay.
Anything else? Hit us.
Not that I can
Okay.
think of.
Me neither.
Well, once you do have more questions, if it's, 5 minutes from now or a couple weeks from now, you can just, you know where to find us in the volunteers inbox. We'll be following up with you with an email of the recording of this call and just any other questions we have for you. I don't think you guys have any big next steps for now. We'll just keep you updated about some of the kind of moving parts, specifically parking mostly, I think now. But yeah, once you do have questions, just let us know. We'll have that event book ready on April 17th, so Friday before the event week for you to take a look at. And, Jen and Patrick will have at least one full printed copy of the event book on site. So Sue, you won't have to lug around a bunch of paper copies day of. But yeah, thank you guys so much for making the time to jump on this call. We really do appreciate it. I know San
Thanks,
Francisco
guys.
is a big undertaking, but this is an awesome team, and I think you guys are going to have a great time. And
think so,
Jen
too.
and Patrick, stick around for a second. Sue and Ariane, thank you so much.
Okay, later.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.